up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative, where today we are going to do my Friday video, which is where I talk about all the things that I've read this week. And let me just be honest, I did not read a whole lot this week. There was one book that did it for me. Aptly titled Happy Place. I picked up Emily Henry's new release, Happy Place. It's a contemporary romance. Your girl reads contemporary romance. I don't know, honestly. I'm gonna have to read some of the other authors to make sure. I don't know if I just like contemporary romance or if I like Emily Henry. This author writes characters who are like me. They talk and banter and bookish tropes. They have self-made check-off lists. They're very organized, detail-oriented to a fault. There's nothing wrong with any of those traits, but we're a little weird. I like being who I am, but I'm a little odd, and it's fun to read about characters who are a little odd too. This is a little bit darker tone of hers. I've read another one of her books, which is going to come out in another video, hopefully in the next week or two. I loved it, and of course, what do I do when I read a book that I love by an author I've never read before? I go look up any of the other works the author may have, and I saw they had a new release, so I immediately went and put the audiobook on hold in my library because the audiobook narrator is Julia Whelan, who we all know that I love and adore. And I got the audiobook from the library over the weekend, maybe Friday afternoon. I listened to it for a couple of hours. That was the only thing that really did it for me. I was excited about it, and I knew that I was going to love it and I would want to reread it. So I popped onto Amazon real quick. I live about 5 miles from one of their big warehouses, so I got it later that day, and I knew this was going to be one. I didn't want to do anything but read this book. If I couldn't listen to it on audio, then I wanted to be sitting down with the audio and the physical book. I just wanted to consume it as fast as possible and just loved it. Now, I will tell you, if you're like me and you cannot stand the miscommunication trope, there is one in here, and it's only mildly irritating. It's not the worst I've ever had. I understand it. When you write a miscommunication trope, and I understand why it's happening, the motivation, it's hard to talk about some of these things and get rid of that miscommunication. I happen to know from experience what a couple of these characters are going through. You're caught in this loop of trying to understand what's going on. You're scared to talk about it with other people, and you're just caught in this loop of, what happened? What did I do? How can I fix it? Can I fix it? Is it worth fixing? Does the other person want to? I understood why it was in here. Now, it still did mildly irritate me just a little bit because that's just the person I am. I am the type of person, if you hurt my feelings or you upset me, make me mad, I will tell you immediately. There's no internalizing with me. I am one of those that if you've watched my videos, you've probably figured that out about me. I've been trying to share some of the book descriptions of books that I'm reading just to see if y'all would be interested too. And it is impossible for me to do that without immediately commenting on my thoughts and opinions and just initial reactions to them. That's how I am. I am going to tell you exactly how I feel. But you know, if an author can write a trope that I don't like anytime you ask me what's the trope I hate the most, it's miscommunication. But if you can write one that I'm okay with, like I bought your book anyway and I'm going to reread it, you're doing something right. So absolutely, I would recommend, if you love romance, Emily Henry's Happy Place. Like I said though, it is a little bit of a darker tone. If you are not in the right headspace, I could see where you would DNF this one or put it down. These characters really go through it. I mean, it is a brutal, heartbreaking breakup, but it's kind of funny too. You have to check it out. I have also been working on Robert Jordan's Lord of Chaos, book 6 in the Wheel of Time series. I've gotten pretty deep off into this one, got a good head start on it, and this is just the meat of the series for me. As a lot of you are aware, it's a really long series. We're into what I consider the meat of the series. We're just really digging in with the details, the strategy, and just getting all of the pieces in place. We're still traveling the world, learning the different cultures and people and how they interact with one another, as well as their history. We're learning all about the Forsaken, their search. There's a lot of characters, and we're getting them all developed really, really well. So, been enjoying that one. Let's see, what else have I been reading? Those Left Behind by N.C. Scrimmager. That's a trilogy, and the whole trilogy's out, and it was really difficult not to immediately go into book 2 for that one. I don't know how we are going to pick a winner for SPFC because I'm kind of loving all of them. We have 7 finalists. One I've already read, which is Melody by David Hoffer. That's the one my team put forward, Team Book Invasion. So I have 6 others I'm reading. Now I did DNF Night Music. That one just did nothing for me. It did not grab me in any way. And I thought, well, I can just soldier on. This book is 145 pages long. I can soldier through this. And I could not. So I did put that one down. And so that left me with 5. The Last Gifts of the Universe, loved. Those Left Behind, love. I've also been working on Percival Gent and the Conspiracy of Days. That's been a fun little joyride. Hammer and Crucible, though I do think that one has been edged out of a top 3 for me. And I went ahead and started Estes, I think that's how it's pronounced as well. That one had me immediately with the prologue. The character of Jossie just reaches up off the page and grabs hold of your ears and is like, your attention is going to be focused right here. You're not going to notice those pages. They fly by. So I don't know how this one's going to turn out. I thought it was going to be easy to say, this is going to be the winner, and that is not the case. It's been fun seeing what other reviewers are saying as they're reading through the books. I can't wait to see how that one's going to turn out. My course of action is to focus on my last secret book that's for a video project so I can get that finished. I think I might be able to finish that one up over the next couple of days. And then I'm going to start my first SPFBO read, which is Edgar and the Flyboys by Louise Gourdet. The premise for that one is so unique. I can't wait to read that and see how it turns out. If you want to hear more about what Edgar and the Flyboys is about and the other books that I'll be reading for SPFBO, check the description box down below. I'll have the link to that video that went up on Monday. Once I finish that one, I'm going to break up all the sci-fi and fantasy I've been reading with Darcy Coates' Dead of Winter. I was approved for the ARC on NetGalley for this one. I'm excited to read Darcy Coates for the first time, so I hope that author really shows up and shows out, and that newest release that's coming, I cannot remember when that one is going to be published. I think it's going to be very, very soon. If you are a fan of Darcy Coates, keep your eyes on the channel as I get into that one, because you know I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions about it. And that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope y'all had a wonderful week. If you live in the US, I hope you had a great 3-day weekend. Don't forget, if you are a fountain pen lover or you want to get into fountain pens, I have that giveaway running over on my Instagram through Monday, June 5th. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.